Hi, Collective. Wow, I just did a whole read and didn't realize that the camera wasn't rolling. So, I was doing it with the light and dark deck again because, I felt drawn to use it. I don't know. So, but first we had the mildew fairy, who said it was cleanup time. Well, yeah. So, all right. So, one of the first cards out was the green fairy, who talks about uh, the natural world needs you, but it came out in reverse. And I don't think it's so much that the natural world doesn't need you, but I feel it was giving me the impression that you either feel like or perceiving for some reason, you feel like you're not needed or you don't matter. And I feel like it's not so much that you don't matter. Maybe you're not mattering in the social circle that you're in at the moment, and that situation is breaking down, because that is actually not where you're meant to be. You're not meant to be with those people, and somebody's giving you advice and guidance on what you should be doing, but you should be careful about listening to this person, because this person doesn't have your best interests at heart. They're just giving you advice, possibly on account of somebody else, and or for how they can benefit. So it's kind of like a manipulative advice. They're kind of gaslighting you and or steering you a certain way because they have their own objectives behind that advice for themselves. You are being guided to count your blessings, but we also got the winged seer, who has clairvoyance, and she says that you see clearly and that it's time for spirit. So you need to just take some time away from everyone, and you need to quiet your inside voice and listen to that feeling, because whatever that feeling is in your heart, even if it's not your most desired feeling, is going to be what's true, you know. So you're being guided to calm your mind and go inward, you know. And then the last card for this deck was Kali, who says, from death comes rebirth, you know. So a lot of people sometimes will mistake that, when life is falling apart, it's actually falling together. And that the power of creation and the power of destruction are actually two sides of the same coin. So it's like the same power both destroys and creates. It gives and it takes. And this is a balance that exists through the universe. And, um, so there may be a lot of things in your life that feel like they've been falling apart and are coming to an end lately. And that is to get you where you should be. So, so even though we have free will to get on our path, if there is specific things that you are personally meant to do, and the universe really needs you to do it, and you have been stubborn and refusing and not taking your cues how you should have been, then they may allow these events to come and play out in your life to get you away from the places you shouldn't be, so that you can be doing the thing that you really meant to be doing. So, because you've been forgetting who you are, but it's, you are a creative person, and you're supposed to be using your creativity for something. So you have a life destiny that has to do with your creative. So wake up. So you've been, yeah, that's what I felt like when I was talking about getting on your path. You've been asleep, and so spirit's trying to wake you up. So you're going through a spiritual awakening. That seems likely. I do a lot of readings for people going through spiritual awakenings. You're getting nature communication, so you may be feeling like your local plants or trees are talking to you. I wouldn't dismiss that. If you feel especially drawn to fairies, that may be significant. Who in the world are you? And this talks about getting to know the new you. Exactly. You're going through a spiritual awakening, and you just need to believe it. You may be having strange encounters at this time because your spiritual gifts are coming online. Um, oh yeah. I was gonna grab a few of the. These are my soul trees for the Ascension deck, and I like pulling these when I have a reading about spiritual awakening. Yep, perception. Because it's an illumination. Look at this. These are both two moons. So it's like, it's about how you're looking at something and like what you're able to see, you know? So like maybe like your point of view that you're stuck on lately is like not the one you're supposed to be having. So like where we saw that card where you felt like nobody needs you or that you're not important to anybody, and this is actually not accurate. That's just a false belief that somehow you become to be believing, and but that's actually that's not true, and you need to shed that. But you're going through the things you're going through the spiritual awakening will help you to shed those false beliefs. So that's the point of a spiritual awakening. Spiritual awakenings will shake us loose of beliefs that are not serving our highest good, and to help get you onto your best timeline so that you can be your best self. Yeah, because you got to find your natural rhythm. So, but as you wake up more, you will find that. Part of that is that's that waking up process. Yeah, confusion. Yep. See, that's what it is. See, it's echoing that. Who am I? Who's my new self? There may be confusion with these strange encounters. Like, oh my God, what was that? It's like you're not going crazy. It's just you're waking up to the spiritual world that has always existed all around you. But the thing about the spiritual world is like I don't know if you play video games. Oh, we have the infinite. Yeah, so you're tapping into your infinite self. You know, like when you play, like for example, I used to play Final Fantasy 14, right? And as you level up and go to new areas in the game, you can tag like the teleportation areas, and which reflection I feel like echoes this time for spirit because you're raising your vibration. But the universe is here in reverse because you're still like not really connecting to the universe that already exists within you. But I feel like that's the whole point of the spiritual awakening is, and when as you go through your awakening, it's gonna right itself. So you may be confused with the universe at this time. At the bottom of the deck, we have momentum is upside down. Yeah, you're probably not feeling a lot of momentum at this time because like when you're going through a spiritual awakening, your momentum will come as you're shedding these beliefs that no longer serve you. Then you'll uh, that momentum will pick up in time. You may want to focus on raising your vibration, spend more time reflecting um, on like what's serving you. Is it really serving you? If it's not serving you, then you should let it go. It's not going to be easy for everything, but it's going to be necessary for some indoor people. And that this natural rhythm, as you tap into the infinite, like the infinite and the universe are all the same. And you'll get to a point where you realize that that is the case. And you may continue to have these strange encounters because like uh there's a lot of in the spirit world there are laws, but they don't have to adhere to the kind of laws that we have in the physical in the 3D realm. So like in the 3D, these are way denser energies, but as you get up into like the 5 and D and higher, these are higher and transitory energies, so they don't always manifest the same way. And so they're not being able to be measured and quantified the way that we measure and quantify everything else that exists in science right now. And right now, there's not tools out there to properly measure and chart these things yet. So I feel like it's coming. I feel like they're really close to it, but it's just not there yet. And you know, but I'd go easy on yourself. So it looks like you're going through this awakening. The best advice for you is to take this time for spirit to go inward, do the reflecting, work on raising your vibration. As your vibration raises, you're going to start to feel better. I feel like the vibration, the disconnect from the universe is also kind of tied into that feeling that you're having of like the natural world not needing you. And I feel like that's not, I don't think that's true as you think it is. All right. So there may be some other things in your life right now that are not quite the way they seem to you, but you're fixated on seeing it that way, and hopefully you can will come to see that it's not like that. So that's all I have for you for this one. And as always, if you like this, feel free to give me a like. I have a Discord you can join if you want to join my collective, and that's it. Thank you.